What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're here with the 10-star difficulty of the brand new Blitz battle versus Black Maria. Remember that this Blitz battle is not going to be here for a long time. It's only here for a little over 50 hours or so, so make sure to get farming because the rewards that you can get from it are actually really good. So if you go to the Chopman missions, there is like the full breakdown of all of the rewards that you can get, and as you can see from the banner, you can receive final tap tablets, or well, at least one final tap tablet, which is very useful. Remember that Yamato and Kaido, with their potential ability, you can use the final tap tablet to actually level up the super tandem of versus Yamato. So that's a really cool thing that you can do with it, or you can use it for Luffy crew if you don't have them rainbowed yet. There's a lot of cool uses for it. I might make a video in the future talking about who are the best characters to level up for super tandem and final tap, just to make it a bit more clear for you guys. But as for this content, it is actually pretty tricky, and if you were lucky enough to pull a lot of the newer characters from the New Year's Sugo Fest, this is going to be a lot easier for you. For those of you who haven't pulled a lot of those newer characters, it's definitely going to be a lot more difficult. The boosted list is interesting. There are a couple of cool units for sure, but it's not perfect by any stretch. So breaking down real quick what this new Black Maria does, she's actually a pretty good unit, being an int cerebral striker, so good synergy with the rest of the characters that released during the New Year's run. Captain ability doesn't really matter, but the special ability, being able to change cerebral and striker type slots into matching, removing 5 turns of special bind, 5 turns of rainbow shield, and also giving you 2 times color affinity to striker and cerebral for 1 turn. Just a great set of specials all round, obviously resisting special bind, which is good, and then her support effect attaching to some of the Toby, Roppo, and Kaido. And if you use the support, it says when you reach the final battle, you get a 1.5 color affinity boost to cerebral and striker. Now, you don't need to be Einstein to figure out that that's a very good support. Any support that gives you 1.5 color affinity is gonna be good, and the fact that it attaches to a pretty good array of characters and it activates by itself when you reach the last stage, you don't even have to activate a special. It's a pretty awesome effect. So without much discussion, this is a character you want to get, and you can get this character just by playing the event. And of course, through the Chopperman requests, you can get your hands on a final tap tablet, and after 30 clears of the event, you can get your hands on one of the super evolution skulls for 6+ Roger, which you definitely want to do. If you miss out during this period of getting this skull, you will not be able to super evolve Roger for quite a few months, so make sure to go ahead and get this done. So getting into the Blitz, the first team that we have here is going to be just the max boosted team. So you don't need to go ahead and use this team. I know not many people are going to have everything, but if you have everything, this is exactly how you want it to be structured. And the units in their positions, specifically Nami, is going to be important. Because what happens after you reach Battle 4, when you actually KO the boss on Battle 4, which there are 2 different variations, the character that is in your middle right position is switched into the captain spot, and what will occur on Battle 5 is you are inflicted with paralysis, and Nami as a captain removes that paralysis for you. Another thing that Nami is interestingly good for is for all of the gimmicks on the final stage, so it is kind of weird that, Robin is considered to be the highest booster, and the whole theming of the event itself is around Robin versus Black Maria, yet we are in a situation where Nami is actually the most useful character for this quest. You can use her special on Battle 3, get around the resilience, and then on the final stage you can fully charge her special due to the paralysis that is inflicted to the crew. It's really weirdly structured, this event, so even though Robin is the highest point booster and she does give a lot of additional points, Nami does help you out significantly. So I would say that if you are struggling and you can beat this with Nami Friend Captain, you should probably do that. Otherwise, you should revert back to maybe doing one of the lower difficulty quests if you need to go ahead and do that. But versus Yamato, of course, to get us those slots, and we can lock the slots with the Sanji special. Both Zora and Sanji rare recruits are both useful here for getting around most of the gimmicks on Battle 4. Also, Robin's superclass special does provide you with minus cooldown, which is again kind of useful for that stage versus either Nico Olvia or Jaguar D Sol, depending on which variation you actually land on. But then on the final stage, we can just use both conditional boosts of both Robin and Nami, and that is going to be more than enough damage to take on this boss pretty comfortably. Moving on now to the next team, which is going to be using a little bit more obscure units that are also on the boosted list. So a character that is going to help a lot actually is going to be Law and Kid. So if you don't have Nami, for example, and you need a way to get around the gimmicks that occur on Battle 3, which is the resilience buff, then you can go ahead and use the Law and Kid, which will provide end of turn damage. Also with Law and Kid, if you end up having a striker or a cerebral captain, then you actually receive a chain boundary buff too, which is really good. Now I believe in this clip I do kind of screw up a little bit, but it doesn't really matter in the end of the day. But you realistically would actually want to use Uta Special on stage 3, so you have the damage potential to just clear this stage, stage 4 and stage 5 without too much of a hassle. But unfortunately, I just somehow forgot to use her special. We end up using it on stage 4 anyway, so it really doesn't make that much of a difference. Legend Chopper 6+ is also going to be a very good unit here because his special removes most of the gimmicks on Battle 4. However, there is a caveat, is that there is a very key support that is attached to Chopper in order for him to work. And that is the support of the Mugiwara 56 treasure map rare recruit Nami. That support attaches to him to reverse his cooldown by 2 turns whenever he's inflicted with special reverse. So if you do that, it means that you can't use Nami on the team. So there's a bit of confliction there. Also, the superclass special of this new Luffy will change all of the block slots into tandems so that we can have matching slots. The Robin superclass will reverse the character's cooldowns, which enables us to use the Uta special to give us an attack boost for this stage, and then also give us the attack and orb boost in the last stage. Now, something as well is that there is a special interrupt on this quest. Whenever you use an attack or an orb boosting effect on the final stage, Black Maria will react to that. So you ideally want to not do that. So either saving a Robin superclass for the final stage if you're using double Robin, or alternatively you just use the conditional boost of Robin or the conditional boost of Nami to carry you through this quest with the damage they provide.
みんなを元に戻してあげないと。
The last team of the video is going to be utilizing some of the rare recruits of the batch, but also some other obscure units. We're going to be using Goldie Roger. Now, unfortunately, if you're using Goldie Roger, the only way that you can trigger his super type is if you use Ace and Yamato from the boosted list. There is no other boosted character in this quest that will trigger Roger's super type except for Ace and Yamato. So if you are using Roger, you probably want to use these characters together. Also, the 2 rare recruits once again of Zoro and Sanji. So if you were lucky enough to pull those rare recruits, but you didn't unfortunately get any of the other legends, this is a pretty decent team to go ahead and use. We are using Nami as the friend captain for this quest, as she deals with everything on stage 3 and on stage 5, so she's really, really good. And then Law and Kid is here just as a point boosted character, definitely not required, so you could just straight up replace Law and Kid with one of the legends, hypothetically, if you were able to pull one of them. That is definitely something that you can do. Of course, Roger is able to straight up remove the despair on this variation as well, which is kind of neat, not the end of the world at the end of the day. But with all that being said, that is pretty much going to wrap us up here. There's definitely more teams that you can create. These are just 3 teams that I have built for you guys today. Hopefully you guys have some good luck in your farming for this upcoming Blitz battle, this new Blitz battle. It is going to wrap it up from me though. Thank you so much for watching the video. And if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.
るか。
ライテイ
それが弟の夢の果てなんだ。